Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 22nd of October 2021, and the time now is 6:17 a.m. Well, our topic today is how offenders are sentenced according to different schools of jurisprudence. All right, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Okay, so for the topic today, it is from a video, and then I think I try to make a summary for the video, and then in this video uh, it it actually talk about different schools, and then they have different kind of aspects of concerns, and then different priority, and then they give a scenario which is they've got three, four, or five people. I forgot. They get trapped in a cave, and then they couldn't get out, and then they couldn't find food. So uh, they 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 are going to be they're going to die maybe in a few days, and then so they have to make a decision that maybe someone must be sacrificed and then become the food of the others so that they can survive. Yeah, and then yeah for and at the end one person was sacrificed, and then the other four or the other three they are survived, they are saved. And then so for this case, when it comes to different school, and then they will have different like um, result. Yeah, so for three of the schools that mentioned, the first one is the natural law theory. Yeah, from this school, and then uh, they believe that the laws kind of must include some of the aspect of moral value. So to me, I think this is something like the law plus the moral value, and then the law is not fixed, and then it is subject to the moral value, stuff like that. And then they think this is the justice. So for the case just now, uh, the other three or four people, um, they are not guilty because to their opinions from this school, they are kind of in a situation they couldn't choose. They just want to survive. The intention of doing that is not like they want to do it purposely. So yeah, this is from the natural law theory school. And the next school is the legal positivism. Yeah, for this one, it is kind of the opposite. And then they focus on the laws, they focus on maybe the system, and then even we have came across the terms like a bad law is law in from the video. Yeah, and then so for to them, the other three or four people survive, they are guilty because they kill somebody, and then in the cave. Yeah, and then the action of killing itself is guilty. So no matter what reason they did it, they're guilty. Yeah, and then the next school is called the legal realism. Yeah, for this school, and then it take into account the benefits of society as a whole. So to them, the other three or four people survive may not be guilty, and then um, yeah, because it is like they are all together. Let's say there are five people in the cave get trapped, and then at the end, four of them are safe, and then instead of all of them die. So it is something like a benefit to the whole society. So also mentioned in the video, many of the cases for this school, they actually have a principle to follow, which is the principle of modesty. Yeah, they look into uh, the society as a whole, and then to me, I feel like there is some game theory here. And then also, if we bring back to the case, it could be like if we set a law, like if you kill someone, no matter what reason, and then you are guilty and you must be sentenced to death. And then in that case, maybe in the cave, it will maybe someone in the cave, they will try to kill all the others people. They kill all the others people, and then they try to um, kill all the witness, and then maybe they run away after that, or what, and then so uh, this is not a situation. This is not something that we would like to see. And then maybe for legal realism, um, if they kind of have give a slightly lighter sentence or even not guilty for some cases, and it will have the impact for maybe for the future. Yep. So also uh, before the end of the video, it also says that many of the laws in our reality nowadays actually they take into account different schools of jurisprudence, and then the three that we mentioned just now kind of are the mainstream. Um, yeah. So yeah, I think these are my summary for this video.
So what's your opinion?
Oh, do you mean the people that survive, are they guilty?
Yeah.
Um, I think yeah, actually I'm more towards the natural law theory, which is the first school that I mentioned just now. In that situation, um, uh, law is something that already um, uh, 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 couldn't like function um, because law is fixed, and then when it comes to different situations, for example, that situation, um, I think for survival, uh, yeah, uh, they are not guilty, or even they are guilty, uh, the sentence the sentence shouldn't be heavy.
Yeah. So what is in terms of the result, in terms of the ending, what is the
Mm.
difference between the third one and the first one?
Third one and the first one.
First one is a natural law. The second
Mm,
is a strong authority, which is the bad law is still law, and the third one
mm,
considering the society. In terms of result, what is the difference between the first and the third one?
the first and the third one. Um, I think there are some uh, similarity here because to the maybe to the society that when they look into the case, uh, maybe they feel uh, uh, they feel more kind of satisfied. Um,
Hello?
yeah, yeah.
So is there any problem with the third one? We listen to the society. Okay.
Yeah, Eric. There are some bad connections. Seems like. And also, your voice is a little soft today.
Uh, uh, i- is there any problem with the third one?
Hmm.
Listen to the society.
Um, Listen to the society. Yeah. They'll have some problems. Because compared with the second one, the second is like strictly follow the law, and the third one is like putting the law away. But I think that they still, of course, they still follow the law, but just maybe the way of giving sentence, and also whether it is a heavy or it is a light sentence.
No, I mean, the first question is, why is the in terms of now, what is the difference between the first and the third one? How about the punishment? I mean, in terms of result. Yeah. So, for example, the first one you follow the natural law. Uh, the person is not guilty.
Mm.
And how about the punishment? Is it heavy or is it light or is it no? So, how about the third one? They also are not guilty, but
Mm.
how about the punishment? Heavy, light, or no?
Um, yeah, in my opinion, I think for the first one, the natural law, that there is they're not guilty and no punishment. And for the last one, the legal realism, uh, they are also they are guilty, but and the the sentence will be light.
Mm. Yeah. So, yeah. So the question is there any problem for the third one?
Um,
Third answer. Or you think there's no problem?
okay. For the third one, yeah, they are kind of listen to the society, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Yeah. So just now I
mm,
asked you, do you think is there any problem uh, for the legal realism? You say it has problem, but uh, when asked into detail, you can't explain what is the problem. So I just
mm,
want to ask you, do you think is there any problem with the uh, with the with the legal realism in your opinion?
yeah. So maybe in short, it's like for some cases the law maybe couldn't protect uh, particular people
Why?
because they didn't follow the law directly. They follow the society.
Mm, No, I mean, you just now you say the third one is the legal realism, so you will
Mm,
base the law first, and then for the punishment part, you will listen to the society. And the first one you say the natural law. Natural law is you kind of like balance between the law and the moral value. And so
mm,
the first question I ask you, which is in terms of result, yeah. What is the difference between the natural law and the legal realism? You say the first one, which is the natural law ones, maybe they are not guilty, so there's no punishment. This is what you say. And for the third one is they, they, they are guilty, okay, but the punishment is not heavy. It could be light, depend on the society. It could be heavy, it could be light, depend on the society. So yes, your answer is not consistent.
Yep.
Yeah. So the okay, the implication of the first question is actually I want to understand in terms of result, in terms of punishment, which law is strict, which law is more strict. And of course the second law, which is the just follow the pure law is the most strict one, right? This is everyone will be agree. And so they will have some confusion between the natural law and the legal realism. So so I just want to understand in terms of law, in terms of the punishment, in terms of result, which one is more strict, which one is less strict. So this is the first question, the implication, and the third and the second questions, which is you follow the law. Okay, this is the question for the legal realism, which is kind of like you pick the middle. You didn't go too strict. You also didn't go less strict. Yeah, too little strict. Yeah. So many people think it's good because you kind of like apply the middle. Yeah, you are not going to extreme. And is there any problem with that? So this is the implication of these two questions.
Yeah, I think for because they did that, and then I believe that they will look into maybe in the history and over the long term. That is kind of the better choice for the society, and maybe for the people that involved in the cases, they will feel like it is not very fair, but for the society as a whole, for the public, it is a better choice. For example, if someone offend you, and then maybe you suffer loss, you suffer injury, and then because they are not the criminals are not given a very heavy sentence, or maybe they are given a lighter sentence, and you feel unfair. Yeah, so for these particular victims, it is a little bit unfair, but for the society, it is a better choice.
I understand you what you're trying to say. You're trying to say there's enough strength. Yeah, there's enough strength in order to cover up all its weakness. Okay. But here the question I want to ask is there any weakness? Is there any problem? You see, if you want to improve something, if you just this is good. This is good to focus on the strengths, but sometimes you also need to focus about the weakness. You can't ignore it. So this is something I wish to discuss.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, just in your opinion, do you think is there any weakness, or do you think is there any problem? Hello, is it bad connection?
No, I'm thinking. Okay, the one I can think of is because the result, the sentence is not so strict, and yeah, maybe people are less afraid to uh um to do the bad things, and then because they know that the they will not kind of get a very heavy heavy sentence, heavy punishment.
But this is the already the middle, right? This should be, if you want to say the weakness here, the problem here is it, this is the best described for the natural law, which try to balance between uh, try to balance between the moral value and the law. So yeah, for natural law, there's no punishment, right? So this should be the best described to the natural law, and not the third one. The third ones also give you the punishment. Yeah. And if you say this is a weakness, and what the law should do, is there any middle between the previous middle and the strict one? How to find a middle? If you keep if you keep asking this kind of question, if you keep asking the same question, which is, yeah, this middle is not enough middle. We need to move forward. We need to move forward, and at the end, you will very near to the second one, which is the pure law, right? So
Yeah.
this is their choice. This is their choice, and uh, can you say this is a weakness?
Yeah, actually, I couldn't think out a weakness for this, and I think it is like every decision couldn't meet all of the uh couldn't like uh, we would for this legal realism, uh yeah, it couldn't have something like um it is like every decisions we couldn't make everything's right. It must have the bright side and the dark side. So I couldn't think of a good weakness for this, I think.
I understand your perspective because you just look at the straight line. This is a straight line model to this is a straight line thinking model because you just look at the punishment, whether it is light or whether it is no punishment or it is a strict punishment, and you look at how the law create, how the law respond to the punishment. Yeah, but this is just a straight line thinking, okay, and actually there's some problem with the legal socially with the legal realism. Okay, the first okay, I miss the weakness here is inherent weakness. So you listen to the society. Can society make the right decision? So this is the most critical questions. Yeah, this is the most critical problem, weakness with the legal socialism. With the legal realism. You see, society and the public couldn't make decisions, couldn't really make decisions. And a lot of time when they couldn't make decision, they follow the decision of other people. And to follow the decision of other people, the other people which they follow to is also follow to other people. So that means the media, the mass media or the politicians, they can manipulate your voice. Yeah, they can manipulate the voice and for their self interest. Do you I means? Yeah. And we have a lot of case like that. Yeah, politicians can manipulate the public opinion. Yeah, and if you bring this into the legal, if you bring it to the law, so that means now there's no distinctions between the legal, between the legal department, the jurisdictions, yeah, something like that, and also the politic, which is the 司法 and 政治. Yeah, you know, like in a mature country, in a developed country, they have a duty segregations, which is the legal, okay, and also the politic, which is the government. Yeah, and government can also split into two, which is the Congress, 国会 Congress, and also the treasury. Yeah, the treasury, which is the department to issue to issue to mine the new money, or to mint the new money. And also the fourth one is the central bank. Yeah, central bank can control the monetary policy. So you see, this is important for country to have the duty segregations, so that they can't control each other. Yeah, and you're talking about legal, in legal, it actually listen to the society, and the public opinion can be manipulated by the authority. For example, by the government, by the politicians, by some influencer.
Yeah.
They will have some problem. Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah. And things could be subjective, and people can hide the fact. And people can explain the same thing in different way. Yeah, even though this is still the fact, by explain it by using a different by using a different use a different way to say out. Just like, for example, I ask you, will you want to save the umbilical cord blood, or would you want to donate the umbilical cord blood? Yeah. Yeah. So donate, it seems like you do something good for society.
Yeah.
And save is something like kind of selfish. Yeah. So if you ask people like that, people will say, I would like to donate. Yeah. So you see, you can change the term, you can change the word, and you can manipulate public opinion. So this is a problem, and most of the people couldn't think well. Yeah, couldn't think in that deep, so they will be manipulated. Yeah, so this is the inherent weakness of the legal legal realism. Yeah. So this is something that I want to discuss. Yeah. And for the second one, we go to the first extreme, which is the pure law. Is the pure law really good? You have the strong authority, people lose the freedom. When people lose the freedom, and they'll have some problem. Yeah, especially in Western country. For example, the vaccinations. Yeah, how can you disallow the unvaccinated people going to supermarket, going to shopping mall, travel around the country, go to another country?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the law, but how can you restrict people's freedoms? Yeah, so this is there's a huge debate in Western country. Yeah, but if you see another way, but you flip the reality, and you will see the country which have the strong authority, like China, or like the South Korea, or the North Korea. I forget. I forget which part. Yeah, I forget which country. I think it should be the South Korea, which also have a very strong authority. Yeah, they block they block themselves from other people. Yeah. So and also like the Russia, you look at those countries which have very strong authority and kind of like go to socialism and and which is the opposite of the democracy that democracy. So they control the pandemic very well. Yeah. For example, China, the the country is so big, it's so big. How can they control? How can you control the pandemic at the beginning? And they control and they control the pandemic very well since the beginning.
Yeah.
And they only spend like 1 month to lock down the whole country. Yeah, and look at other country. Yeah, you have the full lockdown, you have the partial lockdown, you have the partial lockdown, you have the partial full lockdown, something like that. You have the conditional lockdown. Yeah, so 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 this is also uh the advantage and also the problem. Yeah. Yeah. And how about the third one, which is the natural law? The natural law, you try to balance the law and the moral value. Is this a good thing?
Yeah, sometimes moral value will also be like what to follow, right? They don't have a it can be subjective, right?
Yeah. And also if uh if you say you give no punishment to the people who have killed the person and survive from a cave or from the from a disaster, and is it really a good thing? Yeah. And how about to the society, the impact to the society? And if people think that, yeah, you see, moral value can have two sides. One side you think, yeah, they didn't do it, uh, they did nothing wrong because they follow uh they this is for survival. Yeah, so in that case they kill people, it can be accepted. But how about another case? Yeah, how about if next time there's a same scenario, and so that means maybe initially everyone can be survived, but because they know that the law won't punish them, so they want to play safe, they kill one people. Yeah, and in the cave is in the in that environment, which is you are in the cave, you are trapped, you are trapped underground or trapped in a tunnel. Yeah, and the first thing is the food, the second is water.
Yeah.
Also, the third one is the air, is the oxygen. More people inside, greater consumption of oxygen. Yeah, so you kill more people, your survival chance increase actually. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they also have problem. How 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 do you explain? How do you justify it? Or how to falsify the the extent? Yeah. Yeah. The people can kill everybody. For example, uh, it take 10 days or it take 20 days uh, to see the sunlight again. How many people they need to kill in order to survive? So this is also another problem. Yeah, and also because of the the judgment, because this is subjective. How many people you need to kill in order to survive, in order to keep enough oxygen?
Yeah.
And moral value, it also could be manipulated. Yeah, and not manipulated, but perfect, because they are not they are not the victims. They are not the victims. They couldn't really put themselves into the shoe. For example, let's say it takes 10 days to survive, and they really don't have any food. They really don't have any water. They also don't have enough oxygen. And inside got 5 people. You are the only one. You are the only one person, and you are forced to kill the 4 another people, and you survive. You eventually survive, but you uh, but you barely died. You barely died. But will the public focus on that? Focus on you barely died, or they focus on how many people you kill in order to survive? Yes,
Yeah.
it's also a problem.
Mm-mm.
So, so we actually end up why we have 3 different methods. Yeah, and we still can't union. We still can't consolidate them into the only one, because there's some reason. The reason is here. Yeah, is all the thing I mentioned just now. Yeah, you can't union all, and you can't like go to the middle. This is not middle. This is another perspective. This is not the middle. So you by understanding this, you actually can see the legal, can see the law from a 3-dimension perspective. Initially, it's 2-dimension perspective. You just look at the punishment. No punishment, light punishment, heavy punishment.
Yeah.
But this is not a straight line. This is a 3-dimension. You can imagine this is like a triangle, and each 3 of them, each of them face a triangle dilemma. They can't make everything good. They have their own weakness. Yeah. So this is still the reason why we still have these 3 different jurisdictions. Okay, so this is my sharing for today.
Yeah.
So is there anything you want to add in?
Yeah, I think no.
Okay, so that's all for our today conversations. How did you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any of our corporate mistakes we make, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.